We got a lot of details in this TWAB. A lot of them. This one is mainly covering a bunch of the details about crossplay. Now, basically, there is a lot of words that don't really need to be paid attention to. But this is mainly the usual Bungie words, get in the community. You don't need to pay attention if you're only here for the details. So, they are covering in this TWAB details about crossplay mainly. And of the topics they are covering, it is your Guardian's identity, naming changes, Bungie friends, fireteam invites and multiplayer, privacy, crossplay matchmaking, crossplay communication, and the crossplay roadmap. Now, of course, those are details that we have to cover, but basically they're reworking how it all works and looks with people. So basically, you'll see everyone has like a set of names. The Bungie name will be your Bungie account username, while your display name will be what shows in game. Your hashtag would be like your ID number, similar to like Discord. Same with the numeric ID. And they give examples of what it would look like in a variety of names. And they also give examples of what is in it. Now, they do tell us that there is possibilities of that, and there is going to be a separate sort of friend thing. You will have Xbox friends per the usual, but in terms of adding friends over different platforms like PlayStation, PC, Stadia, and all the available platforms, I'm pretty sure it's named all of them, but I'm not entirely sure. Basically, you'll want to add them through a Bungie friend, which would just be the central Bungie-based website where you would be friends with everyone who you meet into. And they detail how you'll want to take care of this and ways to add your friends on Bungie Friends. Basically, you'll log on to Destiny 2 on a device where you have platform friends into Bungie Friends, and you search for your friends using player name search on the invite screen and using Bungie.net Friends Finder, and you can link all platforms and then issue Bungie friend requests to available platform friends. And they say the Bungie.net Finder or Friend Finder will become available alongside crossplay and will be found at bungie.net/friends. And of course, there is in-game options. Now, they talk about how teaming up with new people, you can have the friend finder, but of course you can search for people in-game if you need to find somebody. There's a lot more in-depth details about how crossplay will go that you want to probably read all on your own. And of course, there will be privacy details of what you want to show to people and what not, and those details will you find in the privacy tab. And also, it is a code of conduct, so you might find a bit of offensive, obscure, and otherwise inappropriate names that I'm sure you'll be able to report. And there is a code of conduct, so if you're planning on making funny names with all these adjustable display names and all that, I recommend you just not. Now, as well, they cover details what is I think everyone wants to know regarding the crossplay details and who will matchmake with what in terms of what activities. And they say it clearly. At crossplay launch, PC players will match with other PC players for items like Iron Banner, Crucible, Trials, Gambit, and console players will match with other console players, including Stadia. Stadia is included in the console pool. And fire teams will, with any combination of both PC and console players, will match in the PC player pool. So basically, if you're all Xbox players, you don't have to worry about PC Master Race. If you're playing with one or two PC friends, you will have to worry about it. Of course, that might not, just because they're on PC doesn't mean they have the better advantage. Now for PvE modes as well, there will only be one global matchmaking pool, so you will regularly in PvE scenarios of matchmaking find Xbox, PlayStation, Stadia, and PC players all in one fire team if it requires 6 people. Now, of course, voice chat between platforms will not be enabled in-game. So they have to run some late-breaking issues with that. That will be coming later. But of course, there is still Discord, there are Xbox parties, there are other methods to work in-game crossplay aside from just the usual in-game voice chats. Now, of course, launch is just the beginning. Now, in the end, they did say what will be coming out initially, and crossplay launch is in the end. There will be development, and from start to finish, basically, on launch in early of Season 15, Bungie name and Bungie friends, cross-platform invites, multiplayer matchmaking, as well as player search and social privacy, that all launches. And soon after launch, they're hoping for the cross-platform voice chat to be enabled. And in winter, they're going to be allowing Bungie name changes, as well as text chat display on consoles. Basically, I think for those of us like myself that are on Xbox, but also have mouse and keyboard, just in the eventuality of playing mouse and keyboard on consoles and all that sort of thing, you will be able to also use text chat in Bungie. So you might be able to do Riven legit now that you have the EC message. Actually, I should have just kept reading. Text input via USB keyboards on consoles. So we'll be able to use text chat once that develops. Now, that is a majority of the details that they have launched. There is a lot of more fine-tuning stuff that they'll want to cover. If you want these details, I would definitely recommend you don't listen to somebody else tell you. You read it yourself and take your own opinions on it. Now, that is all of the details about Crossplay, but going over it, the next Iron Banner and the last Iron Banner for this season will take place next Tuesday, starting 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, August 3rd, till exactly 7 days later, as well as they covered the Bungie Foundation campaign totals. They reached about $822,000, and they did a reminder the prize tiers are as following: 10%, or excuse me, if you donated $10, you get the Bungie Foundation emblems, $25 and above, plus the new Circadian Guard emblem, $50 and above, new exotic Buoyant Shell, and $75 donated and above. Get the new exotic emote, Tiny Tank, which you take control of a little Drake on the thing. Now, of course, there are some issues that there will be preparing for crossplay soon, so we might have some outages. They're updated. They still updated the Bungie store. They released hotfix 3.2.1.3 that was covered in an earlier video today. Now, there are, of course, known issues to go over. I shall just read those in detail. There is visual issues with helmets when using the Perfectus Cloak ornament. That was the Battle Pass ornament from last season, I believe. Bombardier bomb detonations deal no damage to active supers. That is the dodge and leave behind a bomb. Exotic Hunter boots. That is a bad. The Metro Shift shader may not unlock when purchasing the Year 1 shader bundle. Oh no. As well as video settings that have been turned off revert when restarting Destiny 2. I think that just means settings got turned off / got reset to defaults and other things. Now, that is majority of what they told. Of course, there is the usual movie of the week, and there is Talking and Bleh covering stuff. But of course, that is the important details covering one more Iron Banner, all the details, the crossplay that'll be coming. You won't be able to do nothing and get there. Now, if you want to make some friends, or you will have to put in a little bit of effort. But aside from that, that was all the details regarding the TWAB in as few minutes as possible. And for those that are looking at this about 8.5 minute video, yes, that is not in as few minutes as possible, but there was a lot of reading, and they literally even say, get a snack, because this one's going to be a long one. Aside from that, my name is Matt Scorpion, and thank you for watching.